location, and the other half, the Golden Rose, is running up there by Byers with a couple of combines.
We're here with Jason Crockett on the Kansas Farm and Ranch Radio Network. Harvest 2022, Crockett Farms out of St. John. And so how many different fields, or how many have you harvested already this season, Jason?
We started in southern Oklahoma 3 weeks ago, actually, and had a couple rain delays. We just finished up, the ground got dry enough to finish. Our big nemesis now is weed pressure. In this area here in Pratt, if we do get rain this week, I'm pretty sure there's going to be some wheat fields that will be non-harvestable, that the weeds are coming on strong, and it's a battle to get it and get it cleaned out enough so the elevators will accept it.
And so what's kind of the causes behind that, and why does something like that occur, and why is it becoming a little more common down here?
Just the thin crop. With a thin crop, you don't have the canopy to shade the ground, so the weeds, of course, are a noxious weed, and it seems like they'll grow on concrete. And if you give them the moisture and the sunlight, they're going to take off. Yeah, I think that's going to be besides the drought and the poor yields, that the next thing we'll have to contend with is, of course, like I said, weed pressure.
We're here with Jason Crockett in the combine for the harvest of 2022. Now, Jason, you were just talking about the drought, and we've seen it a lot all throughout the western part of the state and down here in south central Kansas as well. How much of a factor has that been for your harvest so far this summer?
It has cut yields significantly, in places by over half. Flip side of the coin, it looks like the reports coming from up north. The drought continues up there. You get clear up into the northern states, just the complete polar opposite. It's been too wet, and they're having planting delays.
So it's definitely a wide variety throughout the entire state.
Yeah, there's no reason that for the markets to ever go down.
Yeah, right. So what other kind of crops will you have going on throughout the summer?
Hopefully up north, the canola that's planted, that'll come through all right. There's going to be some late barley planted up there just because of the calendar says that stop planting everything else. Hopefully they can salvage something and get some kind of a crop to harvest. It's good for them, but it's survival for the harvester.
Right, absolutely. Now, Jason, you kind of talked about your family farm and your story. How did you kind of get into farming, and talk about the importance of Kansas farmers for all of our listeners, if you could?
I started harvesting not quite 30 years ago. Grew up in the Dakotas. Liked the Kansas area. My dad was a harvester, so I thought that would be a good idea. So here I am, and relocated to Kansas just because of the lack of snow.
Yeah, right.
You grow up when it's 40 below outside. That's fine when you don't have to work, but if you have to have an occupation, I think that would deter somebody from living up there for sure. And we've been harvesting. My partner Randy's been harvesting all his life as well, and I guess good years, bad years, we don't know any better. We keep showing up and hope to make the best of it.
Just talk about how, for those out there who might not fully understand, just the grueling work that this harvest takes, and what your kind of day-to-day looks like.
Day-to-day is whatever Mother Nature hands us, but we'll start harvesting around Memorial Weekend, and hopefully our goal is always be done by Thanksgiving, but that's not always the case. But we're not busy every day, but we have busy stretches where we'll cut several weeks on end without any rain delays or breaks, and that's fine. I guess that's what we signed up for.
So we see here your partner over there working as well. So how many people do you have a part of your operation?
There's 7 of us. Well, 8 with Connor.
8 with Connor. And are those mostly family members?
2 of them are family members, and 3 hired help, and then myself and my partner Randy.
Now, as most of your area will be around the Pratt area, as you mentioned, you went down to Oklahoma. Where else will you be looking to head here soon?
We'll be heading up to northwest Kansas, around Bird City and St. Francis here in about 10 days. From there, western Nebraska, from Kimball, and from there we'll be up in the Dakotas for a spell, and then return to Pratt County, Stafford County for fall harvest.
Okay, very good. Now, you mentioned some of the different varieties a little bit ago of Pratt, and then now you say you'll be going up to northwest Kansas. So will you be taking different equipment up there, or pretty similar based on some of the conditions?
Yeah, if the crop is like it is here, yeah, we'll take full force. If Mother Nature keeps making the yields poorer as we go north, we may leave some combines behind and not take them all, but we'll just have to wait and see what the crop reports get when it gets closer to being ready.
Well, Jason, we really appreciate the time and letting us ride along here, and Harvest 2022 continues on.
Thank you.